good morning, everyone. I got a pretty good one for you today. It's something that I had mentioned doing in one of my other videos. I even got a comment on it that would be cool to do. We're heading to Waukesha, Wisconsin. It's a beautiful day today again. Another beautiful day in Wisconsin. It's 37 degrees Fahrenheit. That's about 3 degrees Celsius. We're going to go to the gravesite of Les Paul. I know there's been a lot of videos on the Les Paul grave. I wanted to see it. There's a lot of information out there on Les Paul. I have some here I'd like to share with you right now. He's buried, his plot is currently at Prairie Home Cemetery in Waukesha, Wisconsin, and his mother is buried next to him too. Today's March 6, 2024. It's about 9:40 a.m. We got a little cold spell here, but for March, it's normal. We've been unseasonably warm lately. Les Paul was known as the Wizard of Waukesha. He was born June 9, 1915 in Waukesha, Wisconsin as Lester William Polfus. He'd done so much in his life, and there's a lot of information out there. I'll just touch on only a little bit of the highlights of his life, which is still a lot, so buckle up. From 1923 to 1926, he was about 8 to 11 years old. He learns to play the harmonica, builds a crystal radio set, and begins weekend studies of sound electronics with a WTMJ radio engineer. From 1927-1928, he gets his first guitar. It's a Sears and Roebuck Troubadour, and then he gives a performance in Waukesha. At this time, Les is playing around with amplification and electrified guitar. 1932, he drops out of high school. In 1934 to 36, he forms the Les Paul Trio and begins experimenting with solid body guitars. In 1937, he and Fred Waring and the Pennsylvanians on NBC Radio played the electric guitar to millions of people across the country. In 1939, Les performs in a White House concert for President Franklin D. Roosevelt. 1941, he builds the Log, which is a 4x4 board with a pickup. Les builds the Clunker, and it was his primary electrified guitar for about 10 years or so. 1943, he was drafted into the Army. He was backup for Bing Crosby, the Andrews Sisters, and also performed solo. 1945, he soundproofs his garage in Hollywood, where he records the Andrews Sisters, Art Tatum, Joe Stafford, Andy Williams, Kay Starr, Pee Wee Hunt, Andre Previn, Tex Williams, and W.C. Fields. Gene Autry introduced Mary Ford to Les in 1945. Then in 1948, Capitol Records releases Les's first solo hit single, Lover. Les and Mary perform in Waukesha, but while driving back to California, they got in a bad car accident. Les's right arm is hurt so bad the doctors wanted to cut it off, but Les talked him out of it. 1949, Bing Crosby gives a tape recorder to Les, and he uses it to invent the sound-on-sound tape machine. Him and Mary Ford get married and host a radio show. 1950, Gibson Guitar Corp begins work on a solid body electric guitar and gets approval from Les. In 1956, he invents the Les Pulverizer, which is a remote control he attached to bottom of the guitar neck to perform a concert for Dwight Eisenhower. In 1957, Ampex delivers the first operational 8-track recorder to Les. 1963, Les and Mary separate. 1964, he retires from performing but still messes around with recording stuff. He also divorced Mary in that year. And then in 1977, Mary Ford dies in Los Angeles from a diabetic coma. In 1980, Les had a quintuple bypass at the Cleveland Clinic. 1985 through 2005, he was inducted into many different halls of fame and received many awards. You'll see that at his burial site. It has them all listed there. In 2005, Les celebrated his 90th birthday with a tribute concert at Carnegie Hall. And then on August 12, 2009, Les died from pneumonia at White Plains Hospital in New York. Alright, this is our first stop here. The Easter Island Head. It's a 2x scale model, replica. Is that thing crazy or what? Says Stanke, I think, 1980. Wow, that was different, huh? Easter Island Head replica. Now we're headed on to the grave of Les Paul. This looks like it right here, and it is. Gonna have to get out and have a look. Let's take a look at this. I gotta park here so I'm out of everybody's way. Been a lot of people that recorded this on YouTube. Lester William Pulfus, Les Paul, born June 9, 1915, died August 12, 2009. Here's all the major awards and inductions. That's it, everybody. Hope you enjoyed that. Stay tuned for more videos. We got a lot coming up this spring. Some museums, some other stuff. Whatever I find along the way that I want to take a look at, I'll bring you guys along. So, thank you very much for watching.